School was hell for me when I was a child. I hated it because I never had any friends. I moved around a lot, didn't stay in one place for more than a year for any time that I can really remember. So I didn't have very many friends. I was a news kid, didn't spend much time in school during that time.
A tumultuous upbringing peppered with abuse, depression, and self-harm, Michaela struggled to find a balance between surviving and going to school.
When I first moved out of my dad's house when I was 14, I couldn't afford food and stuff like that, so I ended up dropping out of school. When I first moved to Calgary, I was going through a lot, and I moved in with my mom, but I realized that wasn't going to work out, so the counselor got me introduced with the old All In for Youth worker.
All In for Youth is a program designed 3 years ago by the United Way to help address the issues surrounding high school dropout rates.
At that time, there were at least 3,000 youth per year who didn't complete school on time. So we were trying to look at what we could do to impact that in terms of social change and what kinds of things needed to happen in order to make students successful in school. We learned about all the kinds of supports that needed to be wrapped around them to make them successful, and one of them was success coaches.
I'm here to help students identify barriers and kind of break down and address those barriers to their success in their education. Some of those barriers may be everything from basic needs like food, clothing, shelter, up to more like financial barriers to getting into programs and further education.
They can connect you with legitimately anything. It's amazing because since I started talking to Caitlin and Natasha, they've helped me with getting into a SAPE program and getting free knives for that. They've helped me with completing my classes early last year so I could attend the SAPE program. They helped me get clothes for my interviews. They helped me get normal everyday clothes because at the time I didn't have very much money to buy myself clothes. They help you with food. My school life is better because if I'm sitting in class and I get really frustrated because people are being dumb or whatever, I can leave and go talk to Caitlin, and she has snacks and coloring books and stuff like that to help calm down and everything. She's like a professional best friend.
Through working with Caitlin, Michaela realized her passion for food is where she should be focusing her efforts in order to achieve her dream of becoming a Red Seal chef.
I've seen a lot of growth in Michaela. Her self-confidence has improved. She's on track to hopefully go to state in the fall. I just see a young woman who's determined, who's so resilient, and she is on track for success. And all she needed was that little boost.
Michaela says her life would be on a completely different track if it weren't for her relationship with her success coach.
I might be homeless right now, actually. Well, I wouldn't actually be homeless, I'd be living in shelters, but I probably would have just dropped out again if it wasn't for all the supports that we have in school.
My hope is that every high school has a success coach in it. Success coaches are able to work with students in a way that teachers aren't. And so we're seeing that, if a success coach works with 25 to 50 students over the course of a year in a one-to-one relationship, they're able to affect the dropout rate quite significantly in that particular school.
Kayla has big goals. I feel so confident that she's going to be able to meet them.
If my 5-year plan goes according to plan, I'm hoping to be just starting up my own restaurant at that point and possibly taking on apprentices from the cook apprentice program that I was involved in last year.
For Go in Calgary, I'm Karen Koppitz.